Mic check. So this is going to be a quick little run over of how to go from Marvelous Designer into ZBrush. So you import your unwelded OBJ, that's very important, unwelded, and it could be triangles or quads. It doesn't really matter because we're going to ZRemesh this. This model that I have here has pants and an undershirt. Right now I'm just going to focus on the coat, the jacket. So what I just did was I auto grouped. So now you have all those panels that you created in MD. You auto group. I'm gonna go around and I'm just gonna show and hide the front faces of this jacket because I had thickness on in Marvelous Designer, and that's not really something that's preferable. It just creates too much complications. So later I'll use panel loops in order to add thickness. So that's what I'm doing right here. Pretty much I'm splitting the hidden. So now I'm gonna shut off the tool that has the pants and the undershirt and also the interior thickness because I don't want that. So I'm not gonna focus on that. Later I'll show you how to use panel loops to add thickness. Okay, so right now I'm welding the points. So I've just welded the points, and I think I'm going to duplicate this tool in order to ZRemesh and then later project the original tool. So I'll ZRemesh and I'll keep groups on. Run the ZRemesh takes a second. I just edited this so it's quicker for you. So now I have the ZRemeshed version, and what I'll usually do is subdivide it about twice and then project. So that's the new version. Nice quads, but you do have some holes. It all depends on your Marvelous Designer pattern. I don't know, for some reason it just comes in, sometimes has some problems, some artifacts. So I'm going to close the holes. Now unfortunately it closes the neck, the waist, and the sleeves, but it does make those little patches, those little holes. So we will have to auto group right now. We'll have to hide the whole shirt and auto group, and then basically the caps that you want to delete are the neck, the waist, and the holes for the sleeves, you know. So if you can group those, there's a little bit of techniques here you have to do with hiding and showing and grouping, but basically you have to know about grouping in ZBrush. You may have to watch a tutorial for that. For the most part, what I'm doing is I'm trying to hide the holes of these end caps and delete them. Okay, and then I'm basically going through that cleanup process. Okay, and now I'm welding the points. So now the shirt, all these little holes are all fixed up. Unfortunately the groups are a little sort of patched and messed up. So what I'm going to have to do now is show, say, the forearm group, right, and those little green parts I'm going to have to add them back into the group. You see, so I'm hiding that, now I'm showing it. Now I'm going to do Command W to group the visible, and I'm just going to go through that for all these little parts, and just basically regroup the little bits, those little hole patches, and get them into the areas that I want. So I'm hiding these little bits, grouping it back to that forearm or upper arm, and I go across the whole model and basically do that type of regrouping. So now I'm going to project the original OBJ, but first I will subdivide the ZRemeshed version about twice or 3 times, I guess. I've done it here, and then I'll project. Now you got all the nice details back onto the new ZRemeshed version, and it's pretty dandy. It's got a little bit of bumpiness, a little bit of a texture going on, and you could smooth that out. there's a cool brush called Smooth Directional, and that'll pretty much keep the forms but just smooth out the surface. So right here I have a note, and it's about panel loops, and basically, you know, it's just how many loops to shut off the blurring. So the settings will bevel is down, polish is down, and one of the most important is the elevation is -100. That means that the thickness will go on the inside of the garment, so it won't distort the outer panels, the outer faces. So right here you can see there's a nice thickness. Now I do have too many loops going on. I had about 5 or 6, so I'm gonna bring that down to 2. It's really, you know, it's not that important. It's up to you. And then after that, I think I do a polygroup crease, crease by polygroup, so all the edges have a nice sharpness to them. It's just a personal preference. So pretty much that's it. And, you know, and I can subdivide it a few times, and you just have a nice garment.